Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about the male reproductive system. So where is this male reproductive system is situated? So this male reproductive system, it is situated in the pelvic region. What do you mean by pelvic region? Pelvic region is just below the torso. So the region which is just below the torso, and it is located between the abdominal and the legs. So that is about the pelvic region. So what is this male reproductive system consist of? So what are the important parts of the male reproductive system? So the important parts of the male reproductive system is nothing but a pair of testes, along with this accessory duct, accessory gland and the external genitalia. So the main important parts of the male reproductive system, it is what? The pair of testes, along with that accessory ducts, accessory gland and the external genitalia. So now we will discuss about one by one about the important parts of the male reproductive system. First is the testes. So what do you mean by testes? Why this testes? Where this testes is situated? So this testes, it is very much important. So this testes, it is a very much important, and it is a primary male sex cells. It is a very much important sex organ. So that is why it is a primary male sex organ. So where this testis is situated? This testis are situated outside the abdominal. So it is situated outside the abdominal. That is why we use the word extra abdominal. That is why we use the word extra abdominal, because the testis is located, it is situated outside the abdominal. So the testis is located outside the abdominal cavity within the pouch called as scrotum. You can see here is a pair of testes. So this is situated outside the abdominal within the scrotum. So this is the scrotum. So it is situated, the testis is situated along with the pouch. You can see this pouch called scrotum. So what is the function of the scrotum? What do you mean by this scrotum? So this scrotum, the function of the scrotum, it is to maintain the low temperature of the testis. So why this scrotum has to maintain the low temperature? What is the temperature it is maintained? So it is of about 2 to 2.5 degree centigrade lower than the normal internal temperature. So why this scrotum has to maintain this temperature then? Why it is necessary? It is necessary for the process of what? Spermatogenesis. For the process of spermatogenesis. Now, what do you mean by spermatogenesis now? So this is nothing but the formation of male gamete. What is the male gamete? That is nothing but sperm. So the formation of sperms, where it is formed? It is formed in the seminiferous tubule of the testes. It is formed in the seminiferous of tubules of the testes. That is nothing but spermatogenesis. What do you mean by spermatogenesis? It is the formation of male gamete. That is nothing but the sperm formation. So it is formation of sperms in the seminiferous tubule of the testes. That is nothing but spermatogenesis. To help this very important process of spermatogenesis, that is why these testes are located in the scrotum or extra-abdominally. So why that is maintain the temperature? What is the maintained temperature? It is 2 to 2.5 degree centigrade. It is very much too important to maintain the low temperature than the normal temperature, which is facilitate. What it is facilitate? It is facilitate. Why it is necessary? For the process of spermatogenesis. So This is nothing but the spermatogenesis. That is why the scrotum will maintain the low temperature. Now, each of these testes, in adult, the testes which is of oval shaped, small oval shaped, pinkish in color. In adult, the testes is of small oval shaped, pinkish in color. So these testes which is of oval in shape, which is of about 4 to 5 centimeter length and 2 to 3 centimeter width. So the testis which is of about 4 to 5 centimeter in length and 2 to 3 centimeter in width. So each of these testes, you can see each of these testes which is consist of 250 compartments. So each testes which consists of around 250 compartments, individual compartments. What are those compartments called? So those compartments are called as testicular lobules. So those compartments are called as testicular lobules. So these testicular lobules which contain each testicular lobules which consist of or which contain 1 to 3 highly coiled structure called as seminiferous tubule. Seminiferous tubule. So these seminiferous tubules which will produce what? Sperms. So the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubule. So what is this seminiferous tubule then? So this seminiferous tubule, you can see it is the structure of the seminiferous tubule. So this seminiferous tubule which is covered or which is lined by a germinal epithelium. So which is lined, it is a single layer. It is lined by a single layer called germinal epithelium and which is composed of two cells. That is, one is male germ cell, another one is Sertoli cells. So these male germ cells which is also called as sperm mother cells, which is also called as what? Sperm mother cells or spermatozoa. So this male germ cell which is also called as what? Sperm mother cells or spermatozoa. So these Sertoli cells which is also called as nerve cells or subcenticular cells. This Sertoli cells which is also called as what? Nerve cells or the subcenticular cells. Now, as I told, this seminiferous, here the testicular lobules which is have a 1 to 3 highly coiled coiled structure called as seminiferous tubule. So this seminiferous tubule which is also called as crypts. So this seminiferous tubule which is composed of two cells. So what is this male germ cells do? So these male germ cells will undergo mitotic division. So they will undergo mitotic division leading to form what? Sperm. So this undergo mitotic division leading to sperm formation. So that is about the sperm male germ cells. Now what does the Sertoli cells do then? So the Sertoli cells will give the nutrition, will provide the nutrition to the germ cells during the formation of sperms. That is nothing but which will help in the process for the spermatogenesis. That means that whatever the nutrition it is required for the formation of the sperm which is provided by the Sertoli cell. That is why it is called as nerve cells. Nerve cells which will provide the nutrition to the sperms in the process of spermatogenesis. So after the process of spermatogenesis, they will form a haploid and a motile male gametes which is nothing but spermatozoa. Understood? So these spermatozoa which will converted and transformed into what? sperm, which will transform into sperms. Understood? So this is about the sperm. Now what will happen after this? So it is once the transformation of sperm is done, so the region, which is the region outside, you can see here in the seminiferous tubule, the region which is outside this seminiferous tubule, which is called as interstitial spaces. So this called as interstitial spaces. This seminiferous, the region outside the seminiferous tubule, it is nothing but the interstitial spaces. So this interstitial spaces which contain a small blood vessels and the interstitial cells, what is also called as Leydig cells. So this outside the outside region of the seminiferous tubule, which is called as what? Interstitial cells, which is called as interstitial cells, and this interstitial cells which contain what? A small blood vessels and the interstitial cells or the Leydig cells. They may ask for the 1 marks. What do you mean by Leydig cells? So the cells which are present in the space, interstitial space, that is nothing but Leydig cells, or the, you can see here, in between the spaces there is a presence of cells, that is nothing but Leydig cells or the interstitial cells. So these Leydig cells which will synthesize and secretes the male hormone, that is testicular hormone called as androgen. So these Leydig cells or the interstitial cells which will secrete and synthesize the testicular hormone called as androgen or the testosterone, which is also called as male hormone, So the Leydig cells will synthesize the what? Androgen. So that is why the Leydig cells is very much important. Why it is important? Because these Leydig cells will help in the formation of secondary male characters, secondary sexual characters of the male. So this will help in the formation of the secondary sexual characters in male. So they may ask, what is the hormone which is produced by the interstitial cell or the Leydig cells? That is androgen or the testosterone, which is secreted or the synthesized by the what? Interstitial cells. They may ask for 1 mark, which is very much important. Now next we will discuss about what? The accessory. This is about the testis. So you understood what is testis? Testis is a oval shaped, small, which is of about 4 to 5 centimeter in length and 2 to 3 centimeter in width. So these each testis which is consist of 250 compartments called as testicular lobules. So these testicular lobules which consist of what? Highly coiled structure, that is nothing but the seminiferous tubule. So this seminiferous tubule which is also called as crypts, This the seminiferous tubule which will produce the what? They will produce the sperms. So this seminiferous tubule which is lined with the single layer called as by germinal epithelium. The seminiferous tubule, it is lined by a single layer germinal epithelium and which is composed of 2 cells. What is the 2 cells called? Male germ cells and the Sertoli cells. Male germ cells is also called as spermatozoa or the sperm mother cells. So what does this sperm mother cells do? What does the male germ cells do? They will undergo mitotic division which will lead to form sperm, So what is this Sertoli cells? You can see here, this is the Sertoli cells. What is this Sertoli cells do? They will provide a nutrition for the sperm during the process for spermatogenesis. So they will provide the nutrition for the sperm in the process of spermatogenesis. Understood? So once the process of spermatogenesis is formed, what will happen? They will form a haploid and the motile male gametes, which is nothing but spermatozoa. So this spermatozoa, it is converted and transformed into sperms. Then from the spermatozoa it is converted and it is transformed into what? This sperms. So the region, you can see here the seminiferous tubule. The region outside the seminiferous tubule, which is called as interstitial spaces. Outside the region of the seminiferous tubule, we called as what? It is called as interstitial spaces. So these interstitial spaces, this is the interstitial spaces. What is contained? It contain of small blood vessels and the interstitial cells or the Leydig cells. So what are the Leydig cells? In the space, in the interstitial space, the cells which are present in the interstitial space, it is nothing but the interstitial cells or the Leydig cells. So these Leydig cells or the interstitial cells which will help in the secretion or the synthesis of testicular hormone called as androgen or the testosterone or male, which is also called as male hormone, male sex hormone. So that is why it is important. Why it is important? Because it will help in the formation of secondary sexual characters in male. So that is nothing but what? Testes in the testes. Now we will discuss about what? Accessory gland and the accessory duct. So it is very much important. After the testes, the accessory ducts and the accessory gland, which will help in the reproductive system and also the reproduction of and also help in the male reproduction. Now we will discuss one by one what are the accessory. What do you mean by duct then? So it is a duct means what? It is a pipe-like structure. It is a pipe-like structure where the sperms will be transferred. It means that whatever the sperms is formed, it is moved through these ducts. So this accessory duct, so it consists of what? Which consists of rete, testis, vasa, efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. Now we will discuss about what all those things. So before going to know that, so the secretion of the accessory gland, are called as seminal plasma, which is called as seminal plasma. This seminal plasma along with the sperm we called as what? Semen, which is called as semen. We will talk about this semen little bit later. Understood? We will discuss about first the accessory ducts. So these accessory ducts, which consist of rete, testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and the vasa deferens. So what is rete testis then? So it is a network. You can see here, this is the rete testis. It is a network which is formed by the joining of the terminal part of the seminiferous tubule. So it is a network. You can see it is a rete testis is a network which is formed. How it is formed? By joining the terminal part of the seminiferous tubule, that is nothing but rete testis. Next, vasa efferentia. So vasa efferentia which will connect, so this vasa efferentia which will connect the rete testis and the epididymis. This vasa efferentia which will connect what? Rete testis and the epididymis. So now what do you mean by epididymis? You can see here, it is a long coiled, it is a long, narrow, highly coiled. You can see here highly coiled tubular. It is a how it looks like? It is like a tube. It is a tubula which is present between, where it is present? It is present between where? Vasa efferentia and the vas deferens. The epididymis, it is a long, narrow, highly coiled tubular structure which is present between vas efferentia and the vas deferens. So what is the function of this epididymis then? The epididymis which will store the sperms. So in this epididymis only the sperms will mature. So here the sperm, whatever the stored sperms will be, the sperms are stored in this epididymis. So after what will happen? Here the sperms also matures. So it will store till the ejaculation. The sperms is stored in the epididymis till the ejaculation. So till the ejaculation the sperms are stored in the epididymis. That is the function of the epididymis. Now what is the vas deferens? So what do you mean by the vas deferens then? So vas deferens is the, you can see this is the vas deferens. This is a long coil. It is a long, it is not a coil, it is a straight, it is uncoiled. It's a long, straight, uncoiled tubular structure which will connect, which will arise from the what? Where it is arise? From the tail epididymis, from the tail of the epididymis it is arise, and where it will connect? It will arise up to where? Up to where? It is a urinary gland, urinary bladder. So it will arise up to the urinary bladder. What is the function of the vas deferens? So the function of the vas deferens, it will conduct the sperm to the where? Ejaculatory duct. So this which will conduct the sperms to the ejaculatory duct. So what is the vas deferens? It is the highly straight uncoiled structure which will arise from the where? Tail epididymis to where? To the urinary bladder. Arise up to where? Up to urinary bladder. So what is the function of the vas deferens? It will conduct the sperm to the ejaculatory duct. That is the function of the vas deferens. So these are the accessory ducts. So retate testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and the vasa deferens. So these are the what? Accessory ducts where it will helps in what? It will helps to transform the sperm from the testis outside the what? Outside the region of the urethra, through the urethra. So this urethra which is originated from where? It is originated from the urinary bladder. So it is originated from the urinary bladder and it is extended, where it is, you can see it is extended up to the penis, and it will open through the urethral meatus. It will open through the urethral meatus. Now we will discuss about the accessory gland. So as I told, the secretion of the accessory gland, it is called as what? Seminal plasma, which is called as seminal plasma. Now this seminal plasma along with the sperm, which is called as what? Which is called as semen. So this semen is of alkaline nature. So it is a slightly alkaline nature of pH 7 to 7.5. 7 to 7.5, which contain the sperm, that is this semen which is of that means slightly alkaline of pH 7 to 7.5, which consists of what? Which consists of sperms. So what will happen? The release of the semen, to the ejaculatory duct, that is nothing but ejaculation. So the release of the semen to the ejaculatory duct through the duct means from the duct through the ejaculatory from the penis, that is nothing but the ejaculation. So what do you mean by ejaculation? It is nothing but the release of the semen from the where? It is from the ejaculatory duct through the penis. Through the penis. That is nothing but ejaculation. So now we will discuss about the penis. So penis is what? It is the external genitalia. It is the external genitalia of the male. It is external genitalia of a male which consists of a which will have a expanded, that means they have a expanded sensitive tip called as glans penis. So this have a expanded sensitive tip called as glans penis. This glans penis have a fold skin. So they have a loose fold skin called as foreskin. So the penis is a male external genitalia which consists of a sensitive tip, that is expanded sensitive tip, that is called glans penis. So this glans penis which will covered with the loose fold skin called as foreskin. So this is about the penis. So what will happen through this penis? Only the semen will be released. So now next we will discuss about this accessory gland. What is this accessory gland consist of? So this accessory gland which is consist of seminal vesicle, prostate gland and corpus gland. Corpus gland are also called as bulbourethral gland. So what do you mean by seminal vesicles then? So this accessory gland consists of seminal vesicle, prostate gland and the bulbourethral gland, which is also called as Cowper's gland. Which is also called as Cowper's gland. So what will happen here? So what is the function of the seminal vesicles? So these seminal vesicles are formed by the fructose, citrate and also some of the proteins which act as a energy source. And it is provided to the sperm. So this is about the seminal vesicles. Now what is this prostate gland? So this prostate gland act as an anticoagulant enzyme. So which is of citric acid. So they have a rich in the citric acid and enzymes. So it act as an anticoagulant. So it will help in the nourishment and also the activates the sperms. So this prostate gland which will help in the nourishment and which will activate the sperms, which is rich in citric acid and the enzyme, and this enzyme act as a anticoagulant. So what is this corpus gland or the bulbourethral do? You can see here, this is the bulbourethral. So what does this bulbourethral gland do? So bulbourethral gland which contain highly alkaline mucus. So which is a highly alkaline mucus. So what will happen here? Which will helps in the lubrication of the penis. So this bulbourethral gland will help in the lubrication of the penis. So this is about the accessory gland. So what we learned today? The male reproductive system which consists of testis, accessory gland, accessory duct and also the external genitalia. So what is the testis called? What is the testis consist of? So the testis consist of what? It is a oval in shape, pinkish in color, right? So which is consist of testicular lobules, which is have a 250 compartment called as testicular lobules, and they have a highly coiled structure called as seminiferous tubule. So where the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubule of the male germ cells. So when the male germ cells undergo mitotic division, they leads to form what? Sperms. So Sertoli cells will do the nutrition. We will provide the nutrition for the sperm during the process of what? Spermatogenesis. So what do you mean by accessory gland? Accessory gland is nothing but which consists of what? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland, which is also called as Cowper's gland. So what is this accessory ducts will do? They will, whatever the secretion they have secreted the sperms, it will transfer through the ducts, through the glands. So that is nothing but the accessory ducts. What are the accessory ducts consist of? Radiate testis, vasa efferentia, vasa deferens and the epididymis. So this is very much important for the point of view of the exam. They may ask for the 5 marks. Write the labeled diagram of the male reproductive system, or they may ask explain the male reproductive system. You have to explain the different parts. Along with those explanation, you have to explain the male reproductive system. It is very much important. To next class, we will study about the male reproductive system.